Hi, and welcome to Nightmare Narratives YouTube channel. I'm your host tonight, Alana. Today, we'll be sharing a short horror story titled Flight of the Forsaken. Enjoy! Amidst the vast expanse of the night sky, Flight 237 soared like a metal behemoth. The passengers settled into their seats, unaware that this would be a flight they would never forget. A flight destined to encounter the unknown horrors that lurked in the darkness above. Among the passengers was Detective Jack Harper, a seasoned investigator returning from a much-needed vacation. He leaned back, hoping for a peaceful journey, but the sense of unease hung heavy in the air. There was something about this flight that made his instincts flare, as if a storm of darkness was brewing on the horizon. As the airplane soared higher, turbulence rattled the cabin, causing passengers to grip their armrests with white-knuckled anxiety. Yet the turbulence was only the beginning of their nightmarish journey. Soon, the plane veered off course, its navigation systems going haywire. Panic filled the cabin as the passengers and crew struggled to regain control. The lights flickered, and the intercom crackled with static. An unnerving silence settled over the plane as it drifted into uncharted airspace. Outside the windows, a menacing storm brewed, its dark clouds taking on monstrous shapes. Lightning flashed with an eerie intensity, illuminating the faces of terrified passengers. In the distance, the faint outline of an island appeared, a place that shouldn't exist on their flight path. As the airplane descended towards the mysterious island, Jack couldn't shake the feeling that they were being led astray by an unseen force. He shared his suspicions with a flight attendant named Sarah, who confided in him about strange occurrences she had experienced since boarding the flight. People have reported hearing whispers in the cabin when it's quiet, but there's no one there, Sarah revealed, her voice trembling with fear, and the air feels heavy, as if something is watching us. Jack's detective instincts kicked into high gear. He knew there was more to this flight than just mechanical failures. He delved into the airplane's history and discovered a disturbing pattern. The same flight number had been associated with a series of unexplained disappearances over the years. The island drew nearer, its eerie beauty belying the malevolent secrets it held. The airplane landed on a mysterious, abandoned airstrip, surrounded by dense fog that seemed to swallow everything in its path. Jack knew they had entered a realm beyond their understanding, a realm where the laws of nature no longer applied. As the passengers disembarked, they were greeted by a chilling sight, an empty, dilapidated airport terminal, devoid of any signs of life. Fearful and bewildered, they ventured further, desperate to find answers. Within the terminal, they stumbled upon a series of cryptic symbols painted on the walls, a language of the ancient and forgotten. Jack recognized them from his studies of obscure occult texts, a language tied to rituals and dark forces. As they explored deeper, the passengers began to see apparitions, ghostly figures of those who had vanished on previous flights. They reached out, their mournful eyes pleading for release from their spectral prison. In the heart of the terminal, Jack discovered a hidden chamber, a chamber pulsating with an ominous energy. There, he found a journal left behind by a previous investigator who had come seeking answers but had never returned. The journal spoke of a malevolent entity known as the Soul Weaver that fed on the lost souls who stumbled upon the island. It was a being of pure darkness, drawn to the despair and fear of those who were lost, ensnaring them in its web of torment. Armed with this knowledge, Jack realized that they had to break the cycle, to escape the clutches of the Soul Weaver and find a way back to the world they knew. He devised a plan to confront the entity head-on and challenge its malevolence. As night fell, the airplane's engines roared to life, and the passengers boarded the plane once more. Jack and Sarah faced the cockpit, ready to pilot the aircraft away from the Forsaken Island. The Soul Weaver's presence loomed over them, its malevolence seeping through the fog. But Jack stood resolute, channeling his courage and determination. With a final act of defiance, He spoke the words of an ancient incantation he had found in the journal, a spell of banishment meant to drive away malevolent spirits. The airplane surged forward, its engines overcoming the oppressive fog, and the island began to fade from view. The Soul Weaver's grasp weakened, its web of torment unraveling like a thread in the wind. As the airplane returned to familiar skies, the passengers and crew were released from the malevolent entity's clutches. They had survived the flight of the Forsaken, forever changed by their encounter with the unknown. Back in the world they knew, Jack and Sarah vowed to keep the island's secrets hidden, to prevent others from falling into the Soul Weaver's trap. Their experience would remain a secret buried deep within their hearts, a reminder that the darkness existed beyond the boundaries of reality, lurking in the shadows, waiting to ensnare those who dared to journey into the unknown. If you enjoy watching the video, remember to like, share, and subscribe to it for more daily updates. Thank you.